Hey gang, today I want to talk to you about African cultures. We're going to start with reviewing ethnic and religious groups, and then we're going to look at the Arab culture. Later on in the week, we're going to look at some other ones. Okay, so let's go back and recall what a religious group is. Remember that this is a group of people who have a common belief system, right? They have common religious beliefs. They have common religious practices and or rituals. So, what do we mean by common? Well, what are they going to have in common? They're going to have common gods, holy text, prophets, prayers, religious laws, and religious holidays. Because this is a belief system, people from different ethnic groups can share the same religion. Religion is something that you choose to believe in. It's something that you accept as true. So you can be from different ethnic groups, but still share the same religious beliefs. So, what are the traditional African religions? Well, today, most are either Muslim or Christian, but we still see a lot of those traditional religions having a significant role in the African culture. So, some of those African traditional religions would be storytelling through creation stories, where kings are seen as gods. We might see ancestor worship, rituals that include art and music, dance, fire. There might be charms and amulets. And then there's animism, which is the belief in spirits in nature and prayers and offerings given to spirits. So some of those are the traditional African religions. Modern religion is Muslim or Christian for the most part. But we do see a lot of these other elements still coming up in the African culture. They're kind of holdovers from those traditional African religions. So if that's a religious group, we need to compare that to an ethnic group. And this is a group of people who have a common history. They share ancestry, they share language, they share culture. They may share religion if they choose to do so, and generally they share a physical appearance. These characteristics, their language, their culture, those have been part of their community for a very, very long time, and it passes from generation to generation. Members of the ethnic group can choose to be all of the same religion, or they can choose to be different religions. But it's their ancestry that binds the ethnic group together. So let's compare the two. Make a T-chart in your interactive notebook, and let's list some characteristics of each group. I'm going to give you just a minute to go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's take a look. Ethnic groups. This is what you are, right? You're Italian, you're Kenyan, you're Canadian, right? You can't change this. This is where you come from. You can't choose to be something other than you are. I can't choose to be anything other than Italian. Okay? You have a common history and a common ancestry. A religious group is what you choose to believe in. You can choose to be Christian, you can choose to be Muslim, you can change your religious beliefs. Okay? And a religious group has a set of common core beliefs that include rituals and practices, holy texts and prophets, things like that. Okay, at this point, I want you to go ahead and if you have this already printed off, I want you to use it to take notes throughout the rest of the week, or you can simply draw this in your interactive notebook and you can fill it in as we go. So, Arab, what does that term actually mean? Well, it refers to an ethnic group made up of people who speak the Arabic language. Some groups of people speak Arabic, but we don't usually consider them to be Arab, like the Jews, the Kurds, the Druze. Even some Christians speak Arabic, but we don't generally consider them to be Arab. Okay. So how did the Arab people, the Arab culture, come to be in Africa? Well, they started to spread into North Africa during the first century when Muslim armies entered Egypt. Egypt then became a gateway for other armies to come through on conquests, as well as Arab traders and scholars who then spread across Egypt, across North America, and then into Spain. What's really interesting is wherever the Arabs went, of course, their religion went as well. And their religion is Islam. To be able to practice Islam, you have to be able to read the Quran. And to read the Quran, you have to be able to speak Arabic. And so wherever they went and wherever they spread their religion, they also spread their language. And with that was the spread of their culture. So the Arabic language, the religion of Islam, and many other parts of Muslim culture became part of Africa as more and more Africans converted to Islam. Most of Africa's population is found in the countries of Northern Africa, generally due to the proximity to Southwest Asia. In the early centuries, the gold and salt trade spread the Arab culture throughout sub-Saharan Africa. Now, this is a really interesting concept because sub-Saharan Africa actually had ample salt resources, but gold was a hot commodity, and gold was coming out of sub-Saharan Africa, especially out of the Sudanese region. So the consumption of salt was promoted in sub-Saharan Africa so that it could be traded for the gold that was wanted in Northern Africa. And so as that happened, we saw more and more people crossing the Sahara, the trans-Saharan trails, right? These were caravans that went across the Sahara, led generally by Berbers. And so we saw huge numbers of Berbers converting to Islam. And as they did so, they diffused that Arab culture into sub-Saharan Africa. As we said, most Arabs, but not all, practice Islam. The term Arab also includes Arabic-speaking people from other religions, such as Christianity and Judaism. The key to being Arab is not practicing Islam, but speaking the Arabic language. So although most Arabs are Islamic, not all are. And here is an Arab culture video on YouTube. There are lots of them out there that you can go and watch. This one is about 4.5 minutes. من الشام